It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell De Niro and Hugo Twilight.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. It's the Best of Bias podcast. It's your boy, Lydell De Niro, in the building, of course. It's time for another episode of the Best of Bias podcast. Today, we got a pop culture episode full of plenty of topics from the past couple of weeks we just want to throw on y'all. We just here to discuss, you know what I'm saying? We got AKA in the building. We got Dsean in the building. Ready to discuss some stuff. So without further ado, let's get right into this new episode, guys. How y'all feeling today?
Feeling groovy.
Feeling like talking about some pop culture, some of these past events that we've been, missing. We ain't done a little pop culture in a couple of weeks, so it's time to get the fresh pop culture in their ear, and let's get it started, man. So first, I know we forgot to talk about this, aka I know we wanted to talk about this, and Dsean, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but Invincible. We're going to talk about the Invincible season finale. We were kind of talking about it throughout the season and how we were enjoying it, but Dsean, did you have a chance to watch the Invincible season finale?
I haven't watched anything new lately. I've heard a lot about it. I heard it was hella good.
You missing out.
I know.
Missing out. Yeah.
I know. Like I've been seeing clips and stuff of it all over the internet. I'm like, damn, it looks like a good show. I just haven't been able to sit down and watch it yet.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we're going to discuss it and spoil the finale for you a little bit. Because
it's been spoiled for me already.
Right, yeah, because it's been talked about a lot. It's highly favored out there. One of the first kind of animated comic book adaptations that we got to see, kind of like, the blood and guts in the we kind of broke it down to you last time. Ariel, AKA, excuse me, go ahead and break down the episode and let me know. I mean, if you remember, anyways. How'd you like the finale?
It's been a minute since I watched it, but I mean, I thought it was dope as fuck. It was like, that motherfucker killed a lot of people, Rogue. He killed a lot of people.
Right.
He killed off half. Oh yeah, he killed off half the population of fucking, what was that, Chicago or something like that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the season finale, kind of, I think everybody kind of found out that Omni-Man was kind of killing everybody, killing, what was the Guardians, what were they called? The Guardians of the Globe, yeah. So the heroes, we saw the history of the Vulturemites and what they actually were sent out here to do. I guess their planet was just a bunch of badass warrior types, and they kind of were just badasses, and it's kind of always try to like see who's the toughest or whatever. And then it came down to it.
Weren't they like spreading out to take over the fucking universe?
Right.
Just trying to like take over.
But that was after they were just fucking training so hard that they started killing each other on some Darwin shit, like survival of the fittest. And they're like,
yeah.
You're like, whoever survived out of everybody here is worthy of being a Vulturemite. So they basically killed everybody from their planet.
Yeah. It was a big ass no holds barred war.
What?
So how much is this gonna spoil the show? Like, is this like a big reveal at the end, or?
Well, no, you know that like this motherfucker crazy from the first episode. We know.
Oh yeah, I've watched like
the show. Don't
I've seen that shit. That looks all like crazy.
Yeah, basically we know he's bad, and throughout the show, like everybody in the show is trying to figure out that he's bad. So basically, we know what's going on. It's just the people in the show that are pushing the plot along don't know. So what we're telling you in this finale doesn't really give too much away to the audience. It just gives away if you were to be like one of the characters in the show. Excuse me. But anyways, the Vulturemites, after they killed off half their planet just fighting with each other, the remaining Vulturemites kind of agreed to go spread throughout the planet and just kind of kill off people on these planets, kill off half their population, and kind of take over the planets, take their natural resources and just suck it dry just because they're the toughest and they feel like they should be able to do that. And I thought they were just going out to just like have control. I don't know they were like taking a resource. I thought they were just doing it just spread out there. They stayed there and stayed like dormant for a long time. And then after a while, they took action, killed off half the planet, and then kind of stripped of his resources and left. That's basically what they all kind of did, if not destroy
That's-
everybody on the planet and kill them and shit like that.
I thought they were just taking over and like saying like, oh, we'll come and help you and make sure that you guys are like protected, but we're controlled type of shit.
Oh no,
That's what it seemed like, but
no. It's like, oh, get down with the get down, or we're gonna kill half of you anyways. If you try to resist us, we're gonna kill you and type shit. Yeah, and we're taking over, taking your shit, and bringing it back and reporting back to what is it called? Voltron? What do they call the place they're from? Vulcan?
Veltramite. I don't know.
Yeah. So is that your mic kind of skipping like that? Do you hear that static noise? Or is it just me?
I don't hear
Skipping.
anything.
Okay. All right. Anyways, yeah. So basically, but Omni-Man went to Earth and kind of fell in love with this woman and ended up having Mark, who was the main character in the show. So he kind of, got strayed from his mission and didn't really do what he was supposed to do, which was kill pretty much everybody on Earth and strip it of his natural resources and bounce out. He kind of just stayed and had a kid. So basically, at the end, everybody figures
I mean,
that out.
I think he was just standing by it because I thought he was supposed to go there and weaken the planet to make it so it's easier for them to take over. And
Right, yeah.
like he never forgot about it. He just
Fell in love.
he mentioned
and-
like, well, he didn't even say he fell in love. He said because the guy was killed asked him about mom, and he was like, well, she's more like a pet.
That was
It's
after.
fucked up.
That was after a while, though. That's after Mark was already 16, 17 years old. He was waiting to see if his son had powers, because if he had powers, he was going to spare his son and kill everybody else. Basically. So yeah.
I don't remember hearing all that shit when I was watching it, but
Yeah, I've watched it a couple times. Yeah, this fool at the end, I was just kind of taken back because this fool is fucking his mission. I don't know. I think maybe we thought that somebody was maybe like mind controlling him or something throughout the whole season. We didn't really think it was like his mission to go out and kill everybody. But once we did figure that out and he was revealing it at the end, it was like, fuck, okay, maybe this guy is.
And when he killed off them aliens, the whole planet of aliens that was trying to come and take over, I knew he was like he was just fucking, because he mentioned he was like only one person taking over this planet or something like that, or take over your own planet or some shit.
No, I feel that. Yeah. Either way, he was just super egotistical and crazy. But basically, his bond that he had with, the son's mom kind of snapped him out of like destroying everything right away. But then after a while, it was like, okay, my son's not gonna get down with the get down. He's not with me in destroying the planet. So I'm just gonna have to kill him if he tries to stop me, and he just beats his son's ass basically in the last episode to a pulp. One of the most graphic scenes in a cartoon show I've ever seen. He was just beating his ass nonstop, and it's like usually you think somebody's gonna intervene and help him and stop the beating, but the only thing
Nobody could.
Right. The only thing that kind of stopped the beating was he was like, okay, he was telling his son, like, you're going to live forever for thousands of years, and everybody here is not going to matter. They're not going to be alive for you to, like, love. So why are you fighting for humanity? And he was like, oh, everybody will be dead maybe in 1,000 years, but I'll have you, basically. And he was saying this while he was getting his ass beat. He had no teeth. He was barely conscious. He was like, I'll have nobody, but I'll have you, Dad. And then he just broke for a second and started remembering his whole life of being on Earth and with his wife and Mark growing up as a kid. And he, broke and stopped beating his ass and just left the planet rather than killing everybody. But while he was beating his son's ass, we got to see some of the most intense, I don't know, I would say not even killing, like stuff you don't think about in, like, say, MCU, for example. If people were to be fighting in a scene, like you'll see Thor, like the Hulk fighting somebody, he's like a big ass monster, and all the collateral damage that they're doing, you'd think somebody's dying behind them. Somebody in a building, somebody in the car will be dying. In this episode, they're actually showing the collateral damage. Like, Omni-Man.
Carnage.
Yeah.
I heard that that's like a big like focal point of the show, is to like show the not so heroic side of the superheroes. All the humans that would just get shredded if like superheroes were real.
Right.
Like in the MCU, exactly. New York gets leveled like every fucking movie.
Right.
So
right. And you see nobody.
They talk about the people dying, but they never show them. Like they talk about Sokovia and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it's like they showed that shit up close and personal.
Right. Yep. And
that train scene was crazy.
The building too, just like he threw Mark through Invincible Mark through the building, and the building was falling, and he was trying to hold it up because there's a bunch of people inside the building, in their apartments and shit. He was trying to save the building. Everybody get out of the building because it's about to fall. His dad was like, no, this is what's going to happen. This is what I want you to see. You're fighting for these people that are going to die anyways. So he just knocked them out and the building fell. They showed all the people dying from the building collapsing.
Yeah. Kids can get it too.
Yeah, right.
Kids can get it too.
Damn, I'm gonna have to watch this shit.
Yeah, and then he just grabs them and punches them across the country, and he just knocks them into a mountain, creates an avalanche that wipes out a whole town, like a mountainside town. Everybody gets killed in the avalanche. Then he knocks them hella far through a subway, has them on the train tracks, and just holds his head through the train. And while he's going through the train, you see all the body parts of the humans in the train just bursting as guys go.
And they run into him. Yeah. And he sunk that big ass fucking ship.
Oh yeah, the cruise ship. Yeah.
That was a dickhead move too.
Yeah, they were flying, just punching his son, just beating Invincible. The son was getting his ass beat the whole time. Like he didn't even stand a chance. And he was while he was doing it, he was knocking his son out and killing people on purpose just to show Invincible that you need to do what I'm saying because there's no future in being a hero. All these people are gonna die. You're doing it for no.
They don't matter. Yeah, they're all insignificant.
It's pretty crazy. And basically, like I said, to end it all, he just kind of leaves the planet. Nobody stops him from beating his son's ass. He just, after his son drops those words of knowledge on him, he just kind of flies off the planet crying and doesn't come back. So people are kind of hypothesizing that he's going to go to Voltron, whatever it's called. And then, just kind of confront the people there, let them know that he didn't finish his job, which was to, destroy everybody on Earth and take the natural resources. And I would
don't they say that he that's never happened? Like no Voltron has ever not completed their mission.
Yeah. Nobody just left. So, there's probably going to be big penalties for that, and he's going to have to answer to the Vulcan, the court over there because he was supposed to destroy the planet and he didn't. And so it's gonna be epic. Season 2 is probably gonna be on the way. I wouldn't doubt it at all. Dsean, sorry about that. If you haven't seen it, you do need to go watch that because every week it was like a episode by episode basis, like every Friday on Amazon. So you getting to binge the whole thing is probably a super treat, super treat.
It is,
I can't watch anything episode by episode anymore.
Yeah, you'll binge the fuck out of that. Yeah, you can. I mean, oh shit, I didn't even watch. Didn't the Bad Batch come out?
Yeah, I watched.
I didn't watch. Last week's was boring as fuck. So I don't know. That's probably why.
It's kind of a carry on. I kind of like that too. And it's like the action scenes are hella. Some of them are hella quiet. Like when they're fighting the droids, they'll just shoot them and they'll fall over hella quietly. Click, 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 click. It's funny that they're not fighting actual people and they're fighting droids. It's just funny because they'll go into the scene.
It's supposed to be showing it's right after the Clone Wars and shit like that. So they're still using the droids a little bit, and then eventually they're supposed to be dying out.
The Bad Batch sees no droids. Those motherfuckers take out droids super easy. But anyways, check that out. You can probably watch the Bad Batch too. But let's hop into a little bit. Let's keep it on the movie tip, on the TV show tip. We're gonna go past Army of the Dead. Maybe we'll review that next week because it did just come out this Friday. Give people a little chance to watch that.
Trash.
Yeah, it was not. It was the plot was kind of stupid.
The whole movie was sewer water. That shit was horrible.
It was kind of bad. It was like it tried to be Zombieland with more of a plot, a little bit more of a plot, but it was not even.
There hasn't really been a good zombie movie in a while.
It wasn't just that. It was just a bunch of stupid shit they were doing decision-wise. It didn't make sense. Let's make it urgent, but let's not act like anything's urgent. That's fucking stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It was dumb. And then the only person that survived was the one person that I fucking hated. So that's stupid as fuck.
But he didn't.
No. The one person that survived. He didn't survive. I wanted him to survive.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, the one that fucking made all the worst decisions.
Exactly.
But anyways, we're not gonna ruin that.
And the acting sucked too. The acting, the helicopter pilot. Me and Chris were trying to debate. We're trying to debate if she was the director's cancer patient cousin who just wanted a job before she died.
Right. Yeah, every line she just every line out of her mouth was either a one-liner or something hella corny.
And they were hella bad timing. Oh god, yeah.
It was pretty bad. I will not lie. Batista did his thing in there. I like Batista, man. I like these wrestlers that come on.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a good actor.
yeah, the evolution from the wrestling to the movies and being the action stars is pretty cool to me. I like that a lot. I like what's his name, Amari Hardwick, Young
Yeah,
Ghost.
he did
He
good.
did good too, but shit, I don't like how they did him at the end
What,
either.
what was the point of them having him bring that big ass saw if he
And he
never
didn't
even
use
used it?
it. Oh my
It was
god, I didn't even
it was a
realize
waste of
that.
a fucking.
I
That
didn't
was
even
dumb.
realize it.
It was a dumb weapon to begin with, but like, why have it if you're not gonna have him use it at all?
And all just to cut through that little wall in that scene. I was hella mad
Yeah,
about the Mexican girl, man. I don't want her to
and I
survive
know
so bad.
she was the hardest character in there,
Yeah,
and they took her out like some bullshit.
yeah, she was getting off, and she busted through that window. I was like, oh yeah, it's good. She's about to come
Yeah,
back to the group. But anyways,
that was probably the best part of the movie.
yeah, yeah, I was on the edge of my seat in that part. And then they did hella shit at the beginning too, in the opening like kind of
Yeah,
scene that didn't before any words were said, just a bunch of weird shit like that guy girl getting her daughter back and the thing falling on her head on them. Like
yeah,
after
that
that,
was yeah.
a lot of build up for nothing. They even had her like as a main character, when they were standing in front of those things with their picture. And
Yeah,
she was even one of the main characters and died before the. I'm not gonna go too
yeah.
far into
It was, it
that.
was, yeah, it was not. Bottom line, it wasn't that great of a movie. I didn't think it was great at all. I thought it was
Right,
horrible.
right. Okay, let's move on a little bit since we didn't do that. We don't want to give that away because it just came out. Give it a couple, maybe a week or so. But did you guys hear about the Joe Budden podcast? I'm gonna spit a little podcast news on here because this is a podcast, and Joe Budden is in a high position in podcasting, or he was on the trajectory to be like one of the game-changing podcasts. He had a Spotify exclusive deal. I think they moved on to Spotify exclusively, and they had a bunch of money offered to them on the table for doing that. I think Joe Rogan did that too, and they gave him a bunch of money for putting his podcast specifically on Spotify. You guys hear about that? Ariel, you hear about that?
I thought the Spotify deal didn't go through. I thought that was one of the issues with him and his boys.
Oh no, yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't too sure if that. I just heard him talking about it. I'm just kind of brand new to the Joe Budden podcast, but I do listen to Charlamagne the God. I'm Brilliant Idiots a lot, and they kind of go back and forth, and they're kind of beefing, so they kind of update us on what's going on. But basically,
Yeah, to me, Brilliant Idiots is a little more entertaining. I just listen to podcasts in general when I work out. So
mm-hmm.
whatever is like current, I just throw on. But I listen to the Joe Budden sometimes too. It's all right, but Brilliant Idiots is way more entertaining.
Right, yeah. The whole like this how they go in there and have like kind of conversations. But I just listen to Joe Budden and I just kind of feel like he seems like the type of guy who would kind of just get a power trip and just start acting crazy once he got the popularity he did.
Joe Budden is always like tripping about something.
Right.
He's just one of them guys that always feels like he's right about everything, and it gets annoying as fuck. And that's why he gets punched and smacked all the time by people and doesn't do shit about it.
Damn.
There's too many videos of that dude getting punked out and not doing shit about it. And he has like his little excuses of why he wouldn't do anything. But it's just like, you can make it all kind of excuses of why you didn't react to getting smacked in the face by somebody. And some of them make sense. Like when Raekwon from the Wu-Tang Clan, when his partner smacked him, yeah, he was surrounded by a bunch of dudes. You had no option but to say my bad. He got fucked up, but
I feel that.
I mean, but he puts himself in stupid situations. He's like one of them guys that like people believe that I can say what I want to, and there's no repercussions for it. And when they are, oh, you're stupid for trying to beat me up. Like, well, nigga, your mouth got you in that situation.
Right. Yeah. Specifically in this case, he basically has a bunch of people he podcasts with, but the most, like the three, basically the hosts of the show is himself, Joe Budden, this guy named Rory, and this guy named Maul. Basically.
Yeah.
And I guess they're on a percentage-based contract, and Joe Budden didn't really want to disclose any information about the contract or anything like that. He just kind of just told them to play their role and stop asking questions. And supposedly there's multi-million-dollar deals on the table, and Joe Budden didn't tell any of the partners about it. They just denied it. He denied the deals and turned them down behind his partner's back. And they were kind of like mad about that and weren't happy.
But I mean, but the question is like, are they? It's like, are they his partners or are they just his coworkers? I mean, are they his employees because it's his podcast?
I feel that. So it was a little bit of both. It was a little bit of both, actually. They're really good friends, and they started a podcast together, and they went in as, I guess, partners. But I guess they gave Joe a little bit more of the power, and he kind of like told them that he would, have their backs. But once they got a little bit bigger and bigger, and more money was offered on the table, he started to become more of, okay, I'm in charge of this. You guys don't need to know any of this. When they asked about kind of the numbers and about the money split and the percentages that they were making, he was like, nah, why y'all need to see the papers? Y'all don't need to see the papers. If y'all, you know what I'm saying, like go talk to the accountant. It sounds
like
sketchy,
classic
right?
shady shit.
Yeah, it does sound sketchy, but at the same time, like I don't think they started together. I think he started it and they came on later on, like down the line.
Right.
I think it was like 16 episodes in that they came in or something like that. So,
but I kind of still feel like if it's a percentage-based contract and there's a lot of money going around, they should be able to, know how much money the podcast is making, and
But are we sure it was a percentage-based contract, or was it just like, were they employees?
I mean, that's exactly the words that are going around from Joe Budden. That's exactly the words that they've been saying, because they put out a video, actually an hour-long video, kind of explaining why they were fired, because I guess Joe Budden fired them on air, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's kind of dirty."
From what he was saying was that whatever the contract was, they were still getting more than what the contract required. He was more upset by the fact that they didn't trust him. We're supposed to be friends, and you don't trust me. But he was actually giving them more. He's like, if I would have actually followed the contract, they wouldn't have been making as much money as they were.
I mean, still, there's better ways to go about that.
Right? Yeah, that's what the guys were saying there when he was trying.
But I can still understand I would feel some kind of way if my boys is like, I'm paying them. Not only am I paying them, but I'm like paying them more than they should be paid. And they still like, nah, I don't trust this nigga. But let me see the paperwork.
But
how are you just gonna say you're paying me more than you should be paid? They don't even know what they're being paid and why they're being paid. So they want to know why. You know what I'm saying?
A legal contract and shit,
Right.
You want to know what you're signing on to.
Right. And
Joe
Budden's basically saying, "Oh, what? Why do you guys need to know why do you guys need to see this? You guys have no right to see." Like, that's how he was coming about it. But then after that, I guess people were saying that he failed. Like Kevin Hart was talking on his podcast. I guess Nas's partner was talking on his podcast how he failed as a leader of
most definitely.
Not only did he, not give the information that they wanted to know when they asked for it, he reacted in a bad way rather than doing stuff that was probably, more of a mentor, more of a leader type of way to handle it. He kind of blew up in an old Joe Budden fashion and went about it the wrong way.
But that's because he's kind of like a sociopath, though. He kind of has this I'm everything. I'm like, I'm the pinnacle of this, and you guys are just, rotating around me type of bullshit. And that's how he's always been, though.
I kind of get that vibe. I never really watched a full podcast or anything, but I'll see like clips and shit of it, and he gives off that energy, like
that's why the Migos almost put his ass. The Migos almost put hands on him because of that.
That's like the one clip that always comes to mind whenever I think of Joe Budden is like he walks off during that interview and then they start rolling their sleeves like, is this gonna be problems?
Right.
Like they were just giving a regular ass interview.
Right. Yeah.
And I guess he was upset because they were being like quiet and not doing good interviews. But I mean, from what I hear, they don't ever do like great interviews with a lot of energy and shit. They like that all the time.
Right, and especially when you have pundits that are gonna ask pointed questions to try to get under your skin, just like everyday struggle are. So they were prepared for that. And then when he kind of was on edge, acting stupid, it was like, okay, now you're not gonna just embarrass us on this platform. What you trying?
Yeah, which is what he was trying to do. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what he tried. Even when he tried to apologize to Maul and Rory in this last episode, he did. It was more of like, oh, I'm Joe Budden. This is how I should have done it. I'm wrong because I know I'm the bigger man type shit. Like, when Kevin Hart said that on his podcast about me failing as a leader, I wanted to go on my podcast and go off on you little motherfucker, this and this and that. But then I realized I was wrong. And for that, I do apologize. I should have told him to go talk to my accountant, and the accountant, he was like, why? Actually, he did specifically say why they were flipping. He was like, they wanted to see the books on the accountant that I work with, and I've been working with this accountant that has been working in the music industry for years, I would feel crazy going to ask them about their methods of how they work when they've been working in industry for years. I would feel like it would be a slap in the face to them, and I'll be disrespectful to them. But still, like, you have these people that are asking about something simple that's not. And he even went to say, if I was to tell them stuff that was in the contract for Spotify, they would sue me. And I'm not allowed to tell them what's in the contract because I would get in trouble legally. It's like, bro, it just sounds stupid. All this shit sounds like excuses.
I don't know. When it comes to like money, and it seems like this is kind of like their career type thing, right?
Right.
Like,
well, no, I mean,
be above board.
From what they say, the other guys say that one of them says like he has a whole other career. This is something else he does. He's not really a podcaster, but he's been on there for years. And I don't know about the male dude. But I mean, one thing that he said that kind of got me was he was like mad at the male dude because the male dude took the other guy's side when he said that him and the male guy Maul, they've been rocking for a long ass time, and the other guy, they have like the other dude, two dudes only know each other for like a few years. But it's like at the same time, I've known you forever. But if somebody else you guys introduced me to one of your friends and I've only known them for like 5 years, and I see you doing some fucked up shit to them, I'm like, nigga, you doing some fucked up shit. I'm gonna call you on that shit. Like, that's fucked up. Like, in the last 5 years, this dude's become my boy. So, you know.
And Roy's always been the punching bag for their podcast anyway. Everybody makes fun of the little bald-headed, redheaded little guy, Rory. And they make fun of how he hangs out with Drake. And they make fun of how he tries to do music. And then Charlemagne and Andrew Schultz get on him, talking so much shit about him. So he is the punching bag of the whole group. It's just like, man, at least just give them a fair share. Like, I remember even watching an episode or listening to an episode the other day before they even, the breaking up shit, which I was surprised about. Like, he even stated like, oh, I have the lines around the corner for this show. And they're like, no, we have the lines around this corner for this show. People aren't lining up around the corner to see Joe Budden. You haven't had a hot song since I don't know when. You know what I mean? It's like you guys as a collective
pump it up.
Right. They all bring fans. They all do their own. I'm sure they have social medias that have thousands of followers that bring viewers to the podcast, to the Patreon, which pays them money to do whatever they need to do. Like, they were talking about how the Patreon, they're like, oh, yeah, my Patreon deal. They're talking about or Spotify, one of them. They're like, they're going to pay me $40,000 per episode or per month, like, for the podcast. Like, what? Or I think it was per episode or some shit like that. And they're like, no, that's not enough. $40,000 per episode is not enough.
Damn.
And he was like, yeah. And I was trying to negotiate with, I think, Tidal, and Rory was negotiating at the same time, and he felt like that was disrespectful and shit like that. And they're trying to give him $40,000 an episode, and they're like, no, I wanted more than that. And they were gonna get more than that if Rory wasn't negotiating at the same time. So it got real messy. I think in all, Joe got what he wanted, and having the podcast by himself and just being his own boss and having people yes man under him that'll do whatever he wants and not have an opinion. I mean,
I don't think it's gonna be as like entertaining when you got a bunch of yes men. It definitely won't, because like one of the best things about it was the fact that they weren't afraid to disagree with Joe. You know what I'm saying? Because Joe be having a lot of weird delusional ass fucking views on stuff. So
yeah, it got wild. But with that, we're gonna move on to the next topic. Excuse me. But right after this commercial break, it's the Best of Bias podcast. Don't you guys move. We got plenty more topics. AKA in the building. Dsean in the building. Yeah, we'll be right back.
PC equipped with a couple of psychos, PC we roll with a couple of crazies. Those that are pull the heat and have you pushing the daisies. Couple of psychos, PC we roll with a couple of crazies. Those that'll leave you stiff and ain't no ifs, ands, or maybes.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Best of Bias podcast, AKA in the building, Dsean in the building. We talking pop culture this week. Of course we are. So we just finished talking a little bit about, what were we talking about? The Joe Budden podcast. So we're jumping back into it. J. Cole just dropped the album, The Off Season. this past week, I think it was. What did you guys think about it? Did you guys hear it?
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I like it.
You like it? He was spitting. What you like about it? Elaborate a little bit.
Well, I always like J. Cole. J. Cole got bars for days, so you know I like lyrical rappers more than anything. So I like to actually sit there and be impressed with what the person says. I don't give a fuck about somebody just yelling out a fucking hook that's somewhat catchy with a dope beat. So yeah, but nah, he got that shit clean. I like it.
I like that
Looks with it.
What about you, Dsean?
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't I didn't think it was a bad album. I just didn't like it as much as everybody else did, I guess. But I mean, then again, I was never been a huge J. Cole fan. Like I get that he's pretty good lyricist. I just don't listen to him that much.
I feel that.
Jermaine Cole?
Jermaine
Cole? Yeah. That shit was hella funny.
The newest one is hilarious. He was like, "Yeah, I was thinking we could stop, stop world hunger." Yeah. And then he comes over there and tells him J. Cole album's out. He just stops all that shit. He go back and bang.
Yeah.
Have you seen how this man dressed? He never dressed like this.
That shit is hella funny. But yeah, I did kind of like it too. I didn't really think it was that much of a. I mean, I liked it a lot. It had a lot of lyrical value compared to a lot of the albums that are coming out right now. Me personally, I just kind of wish he had more hooks. He's spitting, but it's like, okay, he's just spitting throughout the whole song. And to me, I need me a good hook or a good bridge to have me some replay value. I mean, if he's spitting, he has catchy ass bars for sure. That's automatically going to put you at the top of the albums as far as like lyrics go. But I need to have some songs that I can go to, like, oh, this is my one. The chorus is fire. The bridge is fire. This is fire. I like this bar. Like I like shit like that. But he was spitting, man, and I mean, I don't know.
He's definitely kind of moved away from the like making the catchy hooks. We know he can because you know, a couple bodies of work. He got a lot of catchy shit, but
all that shit was on the radio forever.
Yeah, I think he just now I don't know, maybe he's just changed. I think he's trying to fit his image because his image don't look like he'd make a good hook.
Right.
He's trying to go with that, like I guess you wouldn't call it conscious rap anymore. Let's see.
I don't know. I don't even know what genre.
It's lyrical. It's just lyrical shit.
It's
lyrical hip hop.
It's really lyrical, and it just puts him in, that type of rap. It's like a handful of rappers that actually rap with that kind of intention that are going to be lyrical, and I'm going to show you what I got. It's more of a competition type of rap. So then I'm going to appease to the popular culture, appease to everybody. But, regardless or not, this is his sixth album, and all six of his albums is charted #1 on Billboard at the release.
Yeah.
So he's good.
I liked all of them. I liked all the shit. So.
All right, yeah, he's been spitting, and I just kind of want to bring up the conversation. Where do you put J. Cole at the pantheon of rap? Where do you guys see him? What do you think his legacy is? And when it's said and done, do you think he'll be one of the
lyricist wise? I put him up there at the top. I mean, like I don't have the same top 5 as everybody else has. I'm like fucking 37 years old. So yeah, I'm over here talking about Twista. I'm talking about E40 just because I'm from the Bay. I like Method Man, DMX, shit like that. And Bun B is like my favorite rapper. Bun B, that nigga got bars, Scarface. But I put J. Cole definitely up there. Like I don't have Jay-Z up there like everybody else has. I think Jay-Z sold a lot more records than most people, but I don't think he's like the best lyricist. Like his last song he put out with Nas, where everybody was like dick riding that verse he had.
Yeah, on that DJ Khaled album.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was a decent verse. I didn't think it was nothing special.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
although I do be bumping out for it. Was that 444? I dumped that pump that shit all the time.
Like as far as like this generation's rappers, I feel like J. Cole is definitely like up there.
Yeah.
When you think of like lyrically, because I feel like a lot of new music that comes out, like albums and projects or whatever you want to call them, like they're made for streaming. So it's like 30-something songs. It's not really cohesive. It's kind of just like as something you ride around and listen to. But like I feel it's like Kendrick, J. Cole, and shit.
Drake.
Reason. I mean, no, Drake is like I put it like this. You like somebody like Drake. at a barbecue where nobody's paying attention to the music, you can put his music on and people will,
his ambient.
Yeah, but you can't do that with J. Cole's new album. You can't do that because niggas, you want to sit there and listen to this shit and smoke or drink to it or something like that. But yeah, like you can do that with Drake. Although I think Drake is good. His music isn't my cup of tea.
I feel he's just very versatile to where he puts out different songs that are specifically for those people and their tastes, and just like, oh, you like this type of music? I got a song for that. You like this type of music? I got a song for that. You got this type of music? I got a song for that. Yeah. It just kind of shows his versatility. That's why he kind of like, he does the pop, he does the acting, he does the rapping, he does the Jamaican patois shit.
He's an entertainer,
Yeah.
He acts? Drake acts?
Yeah,
that's where you started, right?
Yeah,
the green grassy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's right. Yeah, see, well, that shows that as an artist, if you can make me forget that you used to be. I never watched the fucking show anyways, but
it was like a Canadian.
Forget that, show.
I mean, he's like an entertainer, whereas I would put J. Cole more as like a rap artist, like an actual MC type of thing.
And he was kind of smart. And he was kind of smart with his rollout too, because he actually did sign with the African NBA team. He's playing basketball for the African NBA League.
I saw that.
Yeah, so with his album rollout, he actually played his first game with a team out there. He only scored like 3 points in his first game, but yeah, he's living his dream, man. Actually, going number one, dropping his album, making a bunch of money off that, and being able to ball professionally. So
that's dope.
Yeah, he's living his life out, man. I like J. Cole a lot. Charlemagne had one of the perfect descriptions for him. He's like the Tim Duncan of rap, because it's good music. Tim Duncan never did nothing too fancy. He was Mr. Fundamental, but won 4 championships. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. J. Cole, he'll spit a good, he'll spit a verse. Spit a nice verse, but I feel like the whole album won't be super cohesive, but he'll do what he needs to do. He'll hit those strings with his fans, hit those couple of punchlines. He'll do what he needs to do, but it never exceeds above and beyond in my eyes. Like, he'll have some good songs, 3 or 4 good songs, but he won't have 10, if that makes sense. Like, he'll have, like, on a past album, so I have like 4 or 5 songs where he's spitting, has some good hooks, some radio play songs, and then some bullshit where he's just like, I don't know, some shit where he's from that he'll put on the album, like some mix in North Carolina, New York type shit. That's super East Coast vibey that I don't really fuck with that much.
He had that one album, I don't remember fucking album names, but the one where he was talking about, I don't know, losing the virginity and bullshit like that.
Oh yeah, see, that was one of the radio play.
We're Still Drive, right?
Yeah, that album. Almost every song on that fucking album was clean though.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Pretty good.
Exactly.
I feel like he doesn't have one of those albums like. I feel like Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly." Like that's a legit classic album. I listen to that shit all the time. And it's like one of those albums that you listen to.
That wasn't one of my favorite ones at all.
I like one of the newer ones too, like one where he had all his radio songs on that one. I like that a lot too. Just showed, because me personally, when Kendrick Lamar first came out, I liked him, but I feel like people put a bunch of hype on him, just because he spit. Don't get me wrong, but he was one of those rappers that say hella random ass shit in his bars too, but say it hella clever and hella fast, or it'll go over people's heads. And it'll bring it back, and he'll be like, "Oh shit, that was dope as fuck," and he sounds hella cool. Kendrick Lamar sounds hella cool.
He has like a unique sound.
Yeah,
exactly. So that's always been Kendrick Lamar's thing. Like,
to be honest, before I ever saw him, I thought he was a Latino rapper.
Right. You think about that XXL freshman freestyle he had when Lil B and them were on there. That fool was just like rapping with a chain in his hand going. Yeah, just rapping, going and going and going and going. Like, he was, if you think about like, I know this might be kind of disrespectful, but like XXXTentacion and how Ski Master Slump God rap. It was more of a comprehensible kind of that rap. That he used to rap back in the day. He used to rap super fast all the time, just dip dip zip dap zip 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 and like shit like that. He would go and go and go. But then once he got to this album, the last album with the something love me, damn, all those songs. Yeah, damn, that album when he got all the songs.
That album was plain as fuck.
Where you can show that he can have actual like radio songs. It took him out of that legendary kind of underground indie rapper to, oh shit, now this guy is everywhere on the radio all the time. Then he went away from
he had Poetic Justice, right?
Oh,
that song was on the fucking radio nonstop when
Good
it
Kid,
came
Mad
out.
City, but after that, it was like a long break. He takes long ass
Swimming
breaks between his
Pools.
albums. Yeah, long ass
Yeah.
breaks. That's what put him on the map.
I mean, TDE has been like hinting that they're dropping shit. I think an Isaiah Rashad project.
I like Reasons. I fuck with Reasons on there.
Right.
That nigga got bars.
Reason was on. I think he's on Joe Budden's podcast saying that he wasn't one of the people dropping though.
Hey, nobody from TDE has dropped in hella long.
Yeah,
I think the last one was
just dropped a single. That's about it.
Yeah, I think the last full project was J Rock.
Yeah, maybe.
That was actually a pretty good album too.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Either that or
what about that one singing? What about that one singing dude who the hair down dude? Isn't he from TDE? The dude who had the song "I Just Want to Let My Hair Down." I don't know, something like that.
I just want to let my hair down.
It was on the radio. It was actually pretty popular for a minute.
Mm-hmm. I know SZA's been dropping shit too, but I don't know. Whoever it is, I'm sure it's gonna make a lot of money because their release, their release plans, their marketing is just incredible. It don't matter when they drop, they're probably just gonna sell. I think Travis Scott may have the best marketing team of all time when it comes to rap.
I think you got McDonald's, like
PlayStation, Nike, Jordan.
Oh no, that's a little weird though.
Especially because I listened to Astro World. I thought was okay, but
Reese's Puff cereal.
I only like 3 songs on that album.
I never thought he was that good.
I liked him a lot before he got super popular and everybody.
Same here. I think Patrick. I think you the one hit me to him, and I heard him.
Actually, that's the first place I heard
bars.
It was so fire back in the day. Then he got super like auto-tuning and started doing weird ass shit.
Yeah.
Bird Sing McKnight was like my favorite album by him. Bird Sing McKnight. Then after that, like the rodeo stuff and the Astro World stuff and all that, it kind of got weird to me. And all the little kids started like, I was working at Zoomies for a while, and everybody
like Fortnite.
He had a concert on Fortnite.
He had a concert in Fortnite.
That's crazy.
People are ordering his McDonald's meal out of like, oh my god, he drives around.
I ain't gonna lie, I tried that shit. That shit was like, McDonald's is garbage, so it don't make no sense. So.
Right.
I don't know. I just thought all that shit was kind of out there.
It's wild. It's wild. I don't understand how it happened, but I don't know. He became the most popular rapper for these kids, for these like young kids. No matter what he does, it shit's gold. I don't get it. But yeah, it's J. Cole's album out. If you haven't heard it, the off season, go get it now. Streaming #1, 6th album in a row. He's eating. So let's talk a little bit about this boxing we got coming up. I know you've been ready to talk about some of this, Aria. We got a couple of matches. We could talk a little bit about, the Jake Paul. We talked about Jake Paul and the Mayweather already. We got Errol Spence and Pacquiao coming up August. Let's talk about 21st. That first. Yeah, August 21st, Pacquiao, Errol Spence. What you think is going to happen in that match?
Like I said, like he picked one of the 2 people right now that could end his career badly. I think the main reason why he picked Errol Spence was because of the car accident, and he's only had 1 fight back since then. But he looked good in his fight back. He didn't look like, what his old self was. But I mean, I just think it's a bad idea because Pacquiao is, all in your face and moves around a lot. But you seen Sean Porter was like that too. And I mean, although that was a much closer fight than everybody thought it was going to be, I still think he clearly won that fight. But I thought, it was a close fight. So, I mean, and I don't think Pacquiao is as rough or as powerful as Sean Porter is, So, I mean, in all reality, I hope it's a great fight. But if Errol Spence goes in there 100% like he, should be, it's probably going to be a bad night for Pacquiao.
I feel that it's gonna be in Vegas. I meing, everything's opening back up. Maybe it'll be a slide to Vegas. Go check that one out or something like that.
Although I think that knowing Errol Spence wanting to fucking always challenge himself, that motherfucker probably signed something saying, yeah, you can juice up a little bit if you want. Go ahead and juice up.
When was the last time Pacquiao had a fight?
I think it was like 2 years ago when he beat was it Keith Thurman? I think. He beat Keith Thurman. And Keith Thurman was like undefeated, but Keith Thurman also had a long ass layoff, came back and had a fight where he won the fight, but in one of those rounds, he almost got his ass sent to the fucking moon. So
sent to the moon. Damn, you must have
that round, one of those rounds, it was all bad for him. Like he was getting his ass handed to him.
I feel that.
It's kind of cool to see boxing like have kind of a resurgence.
Yeah, kind of.
I haven't seen boxing like on the map in a minute.
Yeah, because they got even Gervonta Davis got this fight coming up against this guy named I can't remember his name, something like Mario Barrio or something. But he trains out of Oakland, and he's not super well known, but he's a good fighter though. He's a good fighter, and he trains with Andre Ward's trainer.
Uh-huh.
But he's undefeated too. I think he has a couple titles, and he's a good ass fighter. So, and he's a lot bigger than Gervonta Davis. Like when you look at the face off, he's like damn near a half a foot or more taller than Gervonta Davis. So
I feel that.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, actually, let me mention something. Speaking of the Jake Paul fight, remember how they're sponsored? All his fights were sponsored by Thriller.
Yeah.
He canceled that deal and he actually signed with Showtime, which shows me that shit might have been fake with Mayweather as well. Because isn't that his promotion?
Yeah.
Isn't that his promotion team?
No, it's not his promotion team. He's Mayweather Promotions, but he does work with Showtime.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now that after that happened, he signed I think it's a multi-fight deal with Showtime, and he's no longer doing it through Thriller, which is probably gonna be way more.
I told you, everybody was saying that they did faulty business. So
yeah, that's fucked up. I feel that. But yeah, next we had another boxing topic. Tyson Fury's gonna fight Wilder again for number 3. I think Fury tried to skate past this fight and fight Anthony Joshua, but once Wilder heard about that, he brought up the contract. They had a clause in his contract that he had a third fight that they had to fight before he was able to fight anybody else. Excuse me. So he had to put the Anthony Joshua fight on hold, and I think they're gonna be fighting in August too. I think in Vegas.
That's what's up.
So yeah, 2 fights in Vegas.
Yeah, it look like he's been training a little bit different. Like I watched him at his training clips, and he looks like he's a completely different fighter. But let's see, because I mean, I don't know if all that glove shit was real. Like some of that shit, his gloves did look weird. What's his name, Fury's? When he was looking at the fight and the way his shit was bending, it did look real fucking weird. But at the same time, it's like I don't know. He just completely overwhelmed. Damn, I can't remember his name right now. But Wilder, yeah. And it just looked all bad. So, even in the first fight, like, even though he never overwhelmed Wilder couldn't really touch him throughout the whole fight, And then when he did touch him, he damn near killed his ass. But, it is what it is. So, I mean, it's kind of a 50-50 if he comes back inside of there and, goes ham on him like that. Who knows if he could do it again, but all it takes is one punch from Wilder, and we already know your ass would be fucking going to sleep.
Yeah,
melatonin in his blood.
And didn't he knock him out, knock him down in that fight, in the last fight, and he got up hella fast, or was that the fight before?
That was the first fight. He knocked him down twice.
Damn, yeah, fuck. And was it a draw too?
The first one ended up being, I think it was a draw, and then the second one came out to his corner threw in the towel. Yeah. Which I mean, in all reality, he was getting his ass handed to him. But if you look at that fight when he was fighting against King Kong was whooping his ass too, and nobody threw the towel in, and he came back and knocked that motherfucker cold out. So, you never want to count somebody who got that kind of power out.
I feel that. Never. Yeah. So, yeah, if he comes back with the technique that he needs to fight a fighter like Fury, that, because that fool was just laying on him and tiring him out the whole fight.
Yeah, that's another thing. You got a dude who's damn near 50 pounds heavier than you.
Yeah.
Fight you,
Yeah. So, don't wear that stupid ass suit next time that weighs supposedly 50 pounds, 70 pounds. So what do you think you are, a fucking Ninja Turtle? Fun fact, because in the making of that movie, the suits they wore to do the martial arts was 70 pounds.
That's crazy.
And you got the tree on deck.
But yeah, that fool, he said that fucking Tyson Fury had people carrying him out. He had it right. The time Wilder came out.
He is.
Yeah, 18 fucking, must be some strong ass people that was holding him up.
And Wilder got them skinny ass legs, so it's
right.
Like expecting,
big ass. That was stupid. What was he? That didn't even really look cool, honestly. Actually, it did look kind of cool, but it didn't look cool enough for him to fucking.
But he did look stupid tired though. He looked way more exhausted than he normally looks that quick. Mm-hmm. And I didn't see him. He didn't get hit with anything super hard that would get him like that. Not that early. Later on, he started to get hit, of course. But he looked like he was completely out of it. So
yeah, ears was bleeding and shit.
Yeah.
But you guys interested in any of those TikToker versus YouTube boxing matches? I know DDG is in one of those matches, but they're all just.
I seen some shit where somebody. Yeah, I seen some shit where somebody got like, I don't know, dipped or some shit on there.
No, it was a Jake Paul Mayweather copycat type thing. It was at the presser. Dude named Austin McBroom's like a super popular YouTuber. He got up, and the guy that he was fighting against, he's like, "Oh, if you step in my face one more time, something's gonna happen." So he stands up, and the dude goes and pushes him in the chest, kind of like the "I got your hat" situation. The security guards jump on him and push him into the crowd, and it's a big situation supposedly. I don't know.
They most likely went and like fucking text each other. Yeah, all right, I'll do it this time.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And their fight's a week after the Logan Paul Mayweather fight. So
yeah, I don't know. I was looking at the DDG cat and whoever the dude he's fighting named Nate. The DDG dude, his boxing, like his footwork is pretty fucking good. Like he moves and get in and out real quick. His problem is he be like leaving his hands down and putting his hands hella far back when he's backing up. But then I saw the other guys. I don't know how like old that guy's footage was, but that motherfucker, he came to throw a proper punch. So
yeah, it might be bad.
Yeah, it might be bad for that.
Out loud, so
yeah, he be bigger than him, but like you clearly see that one of them has some kind of skill in like boxing, and the other one has none. So
like I can do this little TikTok dances.
Yeah, I hope that shit translates to good footwork and getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Second to lastly, what do you guys feel about the CDC and the new regulations for if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask anymore in public. If you're outside, you don't have to socially distance. You don't have to do none of that stuff no more if you're vaccinated. Are you guys feeling that, or you guys think they're just pulling shit out of their ass?
I mean,
I ain't paying attention to it really.
I feel like at this point they're just trying to open shit up, so they can get back to making their fucking money. Yeah, like the travel industry has been like dried up for a while. Nobody wants to fucking work these shitty ass service industry jobs anymore.
I'm tired of all this shit anyways, this whole fucking quarantine and shit. Like, I mean, I'm always quarantined. I was quarantined before the quarantine, but it's just annoying.
I mean, I already got my vaccine. Speaking of which, we were talking about.
I think I'm immune.
Why all black people say that shit?
Look,
I ain't gonna get on the last podcast.
I told you, I fucking smoked with Jordan twice, and this nigga had it, and I didn't have nothing. I got tested right away. It was fine.
Well,
I didn't even cough. I didn't have a cough.
Got the antibodies.
Not even a runny nose. And it's funny because they said that if you get the vaccine and you already had it, that you get sick. They say. And Daddy got the vaccine, he got sick. So, and I was around him a lot before I left.
When I got my first one, like I felt fine, and then after the second one, I had like body aches, but that was about it.
Yeah, I had a little headache after my second one too.
Yeah,
that's about it.
That was only for like a day.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a day. It was like the next morning when I woke up, it was like body aches and shit. I just chilled, drank some water, and that was good.
I'm using y'all as my like guinea pigs to see if I can get that shit.
Yeah, by the time you get it, probably giving out in fucking pill form.
Yeah, we'll come back on here and Patrick fucking like, so half my face fell off. I ain't getting that shit.
Facial paralysis and shit.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. But yeah, man.
I got Tourette's now.
I'm going to Mexico soon, so they said you don't have to like get tested or anything if you're flying within the States or anything like that. Hawaii, you don't have to get tested anymore. Like coming back and shit like that. So that should be kind of cool, but hopefully not. I was talking to somebody on the phone. I work at the call center over there in Walnut Creek, and they said that they came back from Mexico and they had to test them. So like, fuck, man, I ain't trying to fuck with all that. But I don't know, man. The CDC, I want to trust them. I want the mask to be off my face because not only am I smelling my breath all day, and I'm getting those little hair fibers in my mouth all day too. And
I hate that shit too.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I can enjoy the mask. Like I ain't gotta really like talk to nobody. I can just walk by and like you just squint your eyes a little bit and like, oh, you smile.
Yeah, I know.
That's perfect for me.
I'm over here single, so you try to talk to a girl, she take it off and be like, fuck.
Oh yeah, This is Ugly Person's Paradise with the mask right now. You can be as fine as you want to be with a mask on to cover half your face.
Take that shit off and her teeth look like this.
Look like Melina in Mortal Kombat.
I don't know. Melina's fine though. I might have to risk that.
I don't know about the teeth though.
In that new movie, she was bad.
It's probably not
Why did they make Melina black in Mortal Kombat?
I don't care, but I appreciate it.
I don't care, but I appreciate it.
Fuck.
All right.
I feel like there's no real way to like monitor who is vaccinated. Like,
yeah, I'm that's what I'm about to say.
Okay.
That brings us to the last topic of the day, which is a doozy, actually. Trending on Twitter right now, there's this question they're posing with a bunch of options. The question is, or actually it's more of a statement. One will protect you and the rest will try to attack you. Choose wisely. And I think that's something we didn't really put into account, that all the other people will be trying to attack you.
I thought it said one will try to attack you. So the rest will?
No, it says one will protect you and the rest will try to attack you. Choose wisely.
Luke.
So the options we have, let me tell you guys the option for the Best of Bias listeners out there who might not know, who might not have seen the Twitter post. You have Uma Thurman from Kill Bill. You got John Wick, Keanu Reeves. You got Batman, doesn't matter which one. Actually, but if you want to be specific, we have the Ben Affleck Batman. We got Iron Man here, Jason Bourne. We have, what's her name from Tomb Raider? Terminator.
Oh, Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor. We got Django, if you nasty. You got Luke Skywalker, and you got dude from 24. I haven't seen 24. I'm sorry, so I don't really know what he's all about.
Isn't that nigga just an FBI agent?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Isn't the whole show literally just like one day? That's all it is. Just
24 hours.
A bunch of shit happens in one day to this guy.
All right, so we have just a little bit of time left in the podcast here on the time limit. So let's just go through real fast and see who you got and why. Let's start with you, AKA.
Luke. And if we're doing Luke, I'm assuming we're going to do Legends because ain't nobody doing fucking canon. And in Legends, Luke was pulling down fucking Star Destroyers with the Force. This nigga is fucking Superman in Legends, so he's definitely going to destroy every fucking body. He's also blocking bullets with his fucking lightsaber, and he has a lightsaber. So he's fucking everybody up, Luke.
Okay.
This nigga's he's a fucking wizard. The rest of these motherfuckers is humans. He's a fucking wizard, so...
I feel that. And you think you're gonna stay safe? You ain't gonna get touched?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
This nigga, his dad is Darth Vader. Darth Vader was crushing niggas with the Force and choking niggas out like left and right. So yeah, it's a wrap.
I feel that. What you got, Dsean? Who you got?
I'm still have to go Iron Man, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, I mean, he's got this, like I said, the sentient fucking AI. I mean, he made Vision too, right? Like this dude is
did he?
Him in the Hulk.
Like,
I mean, yeah, I guess
he did. Yeah.
But he has like a whole fleet of the fucking the Iron Man suits. He's got the Avengers to back him up. Half these dudes are just regular ass people, honestly.
Yeah, for real.
Like Django is literally just a nigga. Yeah. Like he's just a regular ass nigga.
He got guns. It's going around a bullets.
He got guns. That's about it.
And a horse. And a horse.
Yeah. And then the dude from 24 is a fucking like an FBI agent or something. Yeah, so that's like an instant clap.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like between as much as I hate Batman, Iron Man against Luke, I'm gonna take Iron Man and Batman. if all you got protecting you is Luke Skywalker, I think Iron Man got you.
This nigga has the Force. You got the whole fucking Force.
He's got Iron Man.
But this nigga will Jedi mind trick Iron Man into fucking killing himself or something.
See, me personally, I'm thinking outside the box with my answer. I'm going Batman for the reason that he's a known billionaire. I never heard nobody say Tony Stark was a billionaire per se.
I'm sure he is.
But you're assuming they say Bruce Wayne's a billionaire.
Billionaire, playboy.
Yeah, so I'm thinking more.
No, he did say billionaire, didn't he? He said that in that movie. He said he's a billionaire, playboy.
Billionaire, playboy.
Regardless, it's on record plenty of times that Bruce Wayne is a billionaire. Pretty much owns his city. Me personally, I'm saying I would say Batman just because his money alone could help me hide from all these motherfuckers. You got
so what you're saying is Jeff Bezos basically can beat
Nah.
Luke Skywalker because this nigga got infinite money.
Nope. Listen more. This guy, he's known for training warriors to be disciples of him. He has gadgets and stuff that could protect me while he's gone.
Little boys.
Hey, I'm not. That won't be me. That won't be me. I'll be like Black Lightning on his team. You know, just the guy that runs the teams for him. Yeah, I'm gonna take that $1 billion to protect me. Maybe I'll hire some heroes to protect me against these guys too. With that $1 billion, Justice League is on my side because we got the phone call. Protect this man because it's Batman on my team.
So you can use.
No. You already said your answer. You said your answer.
I'm not saying my answer. I'm just asking. You're able to use your friends and shit.
No, I'm just saying.
Now you just said that.
I said he could. I didn't say he's going to. But I'm saying,
regardless, Luke's still killing everybody. Luke's a wizard.
And while we're hiding,
is just a regular ass nigga.
He's not. He's
Batman.
He has no power.
He's a super ninja that can train me to fight while I'm hiding, make me into a Batman myself. That way, he'll be protecting me, and I can protect myself when it comes down to it. By the time they'll find me,
Luke's gonna crush him with the Force.
Hey, we have no paper trail. We out here with pockets of cash. Just living city to city, they ain't gonna find us for years. And once they do find us, I'm gonna
doesn't the Joker know Batman's identity? Like, how many people know his identity?
I'm clapping him. I'm clapping the Joker.
I can't stand
Batman. Batman might not want to clap the Joker, but I'm clapping his ass right when he trains me. I'm throwing his batarang to the neck. But yeah, either him or John Wick. Give John Wick 100 round drum. He's shooting everybody in the forehead precisely. As soon as they step around the corner, I'm not getting touched by nothing. For being, I mean, maybe. You know, Luke can. He can. I don't think I've never seen Luke deal with bullets before. I've seen him deal with laser beams, but not an AK-47. So I don't know.
Luke ain't never seen an AK.
He ain't never seen it. He's seen laser beams and StarCrafts and hairy ass Chewbacca monsters. That's just what I would do personally. I don't know. It is kind of fucked up that they gave Luke power. Luke, the only person that has like superpowers. Everybody else just regular skilled like shooters or fighters. Like, what is that gonna? 24 guy, all he can do is fucking solve a case. Like, what the fuck he gonna do?
Yeah, he's got a big ass police budget. That's all he
Django is gonna fucking solve like fucking civil issues. Go free the kids over there in Mexico. Take them out the cages and shit. I don't know. I don't know what he
puns.
Huh?
Had some catchy puns.
I thought you said you had some tasty buns. I was like, God damn. Where you going with this? Anyways, on that note, this is the point where I like to let them know where they can find you at. AKA, I know you're going to point to the bottom and be like, you can find me right here. I know, Dsean, you're going to be like, hey, I ain't got nowhere to find me, but I'm Dsean.
That's it.
But I know y'all got some stuff going on. You want to mention that real quick? Music, some woodwork, and you got anything you want to promote before we get up out of here?
I mean, I haven't been promoting them, but I've been working on shit. Just made some nice little shelves for my mom. As soon as get them mounted and shit. I also made this desk that I'm like recording from.
Okay, so you're a regular old carpenter, huh?
Trying.
I feel that. And Ari, I mean, AKA, heard a bunch of songs. We previewed a song last episode. I know you got some music in the works. So you're gonna drop an EP on them, or you're gonna drop a little mixtape on them. What you got in the works?
Yeah, I think me and Chris gonna drop like a 5-6 song little EP, Peacefully Challenged. We ain't got a name for it yet. It's just a group, Peacefully Challenged. Mm-hmm. That's what PC stand for. If you ever hear that, it's not computers. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we got nothing but slappers right now. It's just, and I'm producing, making the beats for all of them. Yeah.
All right. And you know where you can find me at. It's your boy FJC_Lydell, Patrick_Lydell. One of those is Snapchat, one of those is Instagram. Figure it out. Also, you can find the Best of Bias podcast on Instagram under Best of Bias podcast under its name. Also on YouTube, we got videos pumping out all the time, man. For every episode we got out here on the podcast, we got a video for it. Brought to you by yours truly here. Maybe not yours truly, but his truly, AKA. He's doing a bunch of great work, like I say, every week on these videos, spending a lot of time doing them. So go check them motherfuckers out on YouTube. Subscribe, Best of Bias, of course. Merch coming soon. I'm working on a new logo so we can get some hats, some shirts, some hoodies out there for y'all to rep. You guys get y'all so soon. I'll send you guys some stuff, some promo stuff, so you can rep it and have it for when we're doing these videos and stuff, and just wear them in the videos. Don't forget to watch the playoffs today. Denver Nuggets are going to play MVP, young Nikola Jokic up against what's it? The Portland Trailblazers today, 7:30. You guys probably won't hear it today, but hopefully they won, and I won't be upset on the next podcast. But yeah, it's been great. Thank you guys for joining me on this podcast, this pop culture podcast.
It's been a minute since I've been on one of these.
Right. Yeah, we still got to do that fucking anime kumite, Doctor Strange versus King. So that's coming real soon. Get your studying in because we will be doing that. Ariel will be judging. And again, yeah, thank you. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Everybody go watch the playoffs. This weekend is going to be a blast. Love everybody. Come back. Listen more. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Where my theme song at? Hey.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful. You should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah. It's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell, De Niro, and